Hi there, this video is about how to write hypotheses, and the goal of this video, this lesson, is to learn how to use a hypothesis. So what I'm looking for you to have achieved is to explain what a hypothesis is and then be able to write several hypotheses for your research projects and assignment. So what's a hypothesis? So remember, we're carrying out a scientific investigation, and you've been given a question. The hypothesis section of the report is to guess or predict what you think the results are going to be. And what you do, these hypotheses are based on prediction. And when we make predictions, we don't just randomly think the answer, we base it on facts and our connections with the area that we're studying. And I'll come back to that and I'll show you a few examples. So basically what you're doing, you're making predictions based on your research methods, which you will describe how to do in your methodology, and obviously present your results in the results section of the project. You will also evaluate your research methods, and you can explain your conclusion how that's affected your hypotheses. So this is what the instructions say. This has come straight from your marking criteria in your assignment. It says you need to write a hypothesis that links to the inquiry question. So remember, the inquiry question is, are the management strategies at Pioneer Dairy successful in maintaining the environmental health of this site? So what you've got to do is predict what you think the results from the excursion will be from at least 4 different research methods. So let's have a look at the research methods that we're going to use. You're going to do a bird survey, field sketch, soil testing, land use sketch map, water bug identification, general observations with land care speaker, cross creek section, water quality testing, and vegetation transects. So to get into that top band, you need to look at 4 of those methods and predict the result. So if I was doing the bird survey, and this is where you need to think carefully, because obviously we're going to be counting a number of birds and identifying different species to help us predict what the health is like. So if I said I think there's going to be 4 birds from the bird survey, and then when we do it and we look at our booklet, we can see we've got a number of birds, but then we have different species. When we come to make our conclusion, we can say that our hypothesis was to some extent correct, because we saw 4, but probably saw more than 4 birds, but we identified different types of bird species. So it's really important that you're specific in your hypothesis. So look at the birds that we can identify, or some common species of bird, and state what you think the results will be. So I think there will be 4 different types of kookaburra at Pioneer Dairy, and then in your conclusions, that's where you can reflect back on to your hypothesis and say whether you were right or wrong. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. The bit that you need to be able to explain in your conclusion is the why. Why was it wrong? Why was it right? So in your hypothesis, you're looking at 4, you're telling me what you think the result will be, and that's what a hypothesis is. Okay, I hope that's explained to you what hypotheses are. It's the same use of hypothesis in science. Remember that in your writing, make sure you start your sentences with a capital letter and a full stop, and make sure that your sentence makes sense. Make sure you're using your nouns correctly, and making sure that you've used subheadings as well, you know, hypotheses, and then list what they should be. Okay, I hope that helps. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. Okay, thanks.